Hey everybody, welcome back to City Sewers. In case you didn't notice right away, I have lost my voice mostly, but it's here enough that I can talk. I've been fighting a cold all weekend, but I'm actually hiding on the other side of this gate because the chicken feeder is empty and I need to go to the feed store. But the feed store is right by the kids' school, so I'm going to actually swing by when they get out today, because I was not able to take my kids to school this morning because my car was blocked in the driveway because of the construction that's been going on. They actually tore up the street right behind my car right before it was time to go. So fortunately my mom happened to be at my house this morning because Audrey left her shoes over there after a sleepover. So they were able to go with her this morning to get to school. But that means that I had to put off my feed store run until I can drive my car. So that'll be when the kids get out of school. But until then, the chickens kind of stalk me when I come out because they're like, "Hey, food lady, there's no food out here." So, but they free range all over the backyard, so I know that they're not starving. They're finding bugs and scraps and stuff. They're just not getting their pellets right now. But they'll last the next couple of hours until the kids get out of school. But here I can show you. They've repaved over it since this morning already. But these dark strips were all dug out all the way down the street this morning. And this one is right by my driveway. And there's another one right here on the other side. So I was literally boxed in by trenches. See over there, they're still working on it. So I'm pretty over all this construction. It's been months. I'm ready to see an end of it. And an end to all the noise. Because they're literally shaking the house with the tractors and the noise, and it's a bit much. Goaty girls doing good. Miss Betsy, she's not due until late April, so there's not a whole lot of obvious changes going on in her. Miss Jane, however, is getting quite wide, and we've been able to feel babies moving in there. And I can definitely feel 2 separate babies, possibly a third, but I'm holding that my guess is at 2. Let's see, this is what happens when I come out and the chicken feeder is empty. I get a flock of groupies. But, see, they knocked over the feeder. It's empty. So, and I usually have 2 buckets in there, but I knew the feed was low. So the issue that I had this week with getting to the feed store is the fact that the feed store is not open on Sundays, and I was home sick all day on Sunday. And on Saturday was the kids' baseball, like beginning of the season. We had tryouts in the morning, and then Audrey had softball practice in the afternoon, and we were just go busy all day. So that's why the chicken feeder didn't get filled before it was empty. But it will be filled today after school. And I know that these chickens will be fine for the next couple of hours. We can do a little update here on the garden. So that I got all the peppers put in, or all the peppers that were ready to go. I have a few more in the house that are almost ready. They just need to grow up a little bit more. But these are all my sweet peppers. And then over here are the hot peppers. So these are some tomatoes that still need to go in around our house. And I still have trays of tomatoes that need to be addressed, that need to find homes. But I just haven't been able to address it because I've been sick and busy. Here's a super nice and healthy eggplant that I have nowhere to put, so I gotta get rid of this thing and I gotta find someone to take it. But it looks great. One project I'd like to try and get done today is that the walkways in here need to be touched up with some more bark. Yeah, I know these chickens are just following me mostly because they're bugging for food, but it kind of makes you feel popular. And up here, we've got this redbud tree that is starting to open up its blossoms. And behind me, over the goat shed, back there, that is a cherry plum tree. Now, cherry plums are ridiculously sour, so we don't usually eat them, but the animals love them. They don't bother the goats. The pits pass through. The pits pass through whole, and the chickens will eat the flesh, so the animals really enjoy eating them, and the kids like to eat them, but I haven't done anything with them. I'd like to try at some point, but I just haven't gotten to it. And that tree was there when we moved in, when we bought the house 10 years ago. This redbud tree was not here. What was here was this dead tree that currently has my worm ban on it. This tree was already dead when we bought it, when we bought the house. And this redbud tree was actually a little freebie Earth Day tiny sapling that we started from a little tiny stick of nothing. And it split. It split right down the middle when it was growing, so we twined it, and now it looks really cool. And it's been growing here for 8 to 10 years. I forget exactly what year it was that we got it. And this Japanese maple was also a little sapling that we got. Now, one thing that we did have in the backyard that we removed when we bought the house was a pecan tree. I didn't know that much about pecans back then, but I did know that they were messy, and I had a young dog that was famous for eating anything and everything, and I didn't want her to find a rotten nut in the grass, which there used to be grass, and choke on it, or to get poisoned by a rotten nut. So we actually pulled out the pecan tree, but now 10 years later I'm like, oh, but I like pecans. I really wish I'd kept it. But you live and you learn, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we're doing in the egg department. Find some eggs. Now this morning Nathan was making breakfast for himself and his brother. And he actually got a double yolker egg this morning. So that was exciting. Now, I used to have a little basket, but a young child of mine destroyed it. So now I have a bucket. I will keep my eyes out for a basket. Excuse me. Get these eggs out of here before the chickens figure out that they're food. There's a tiny egg in the middle there. Excuse me. Alright, so next order of business is I'm going to do these walkways. It shouldn't take very long. And just knock it out. Let's see how quick I can get it done. Now, in the interest of not dying, choking, and gagging while I'm doing this project outside, I'm going to be wearing a mask. So in case you're wondering, why is she wearing a mask? It's to cut down on the wind and any dust that might blow up. It's going to irritate my cough. And mostly the purpose of this has been to fill in some low spots, like this spot was real low, collected water. And these are hoses that are kind of permanently set across here for now, so we can get those just buried and then they're not a trip hazard. So I'm going to fill in a little bit more here so that this hose is not going to be tripped over. And then that should be it. I'm not really going to go for covering the entirety of everything because honestly this is all still walkable. Just want to get the low spots covered. Well, that wasn't too bad, so got the low spots covered up. I may pick up another 1 or 2 bags just to fill out some of these wet spots, but I think overall I'm pretty happy with it. Alright guys, we're back from getting the kids from school, And I went to the feed store today. So I got the chicken feed. Now I get to be stalked by crazy T-Rexes while I go and get the feeder so that I can fill it. So let's see if I can survive the chicken attack. Feeders are an exciting thrill for everyone. Come on, move. Move. Come on. Scoot. Basically a scene right out of Jurassic Park, guys. Running from the chickens, trying not to be eaten. Now let's get this thing filled so that they can eat. It's hard not to step on them. But, oi, they are fed now, and they're happy. Betsy, are you a troublemaker that keeps getting into my camera? These two ladies are ready for their grain too, so we'll go ahead and do that. Jane's done with her grain, so I'm going to give her a little snack. She's going to get some fennel. Ooh. Jane is a big fennel fan. Ooh, except for the flowers. Okay, now we're going to get her cookie. So my goats are trained with just organic animal crackers, and that's how I get them to go wherever I want them to go. So we're gonna let Jane off the stand. She's gonna go straight to the gate and right out it before she even asks for her cookie. But right now she's tortured. All right. Okay, let's go, Jane. She goes down, goes right to the gate, and out. And Betsy comes in. Good girl. Betsy's still learning the ropes of getting on the stand every day because she wasn't in milk last year. So she takes a little more coaxing. Betsy, come on. she is learning the go to the gate to get your cookie. We're still working on the go through the gate to get your cookie. There we go. Good girl. And just like that, the goats are grained. The chickens seem to be quieting down now. They've had their feeders full for a few minutes. So thanks everybody for joining me today on the little backyard homestead. Sorry for my voice being all squeaky. Hopefully it's going to be back in working condition soon. So as I'm feeling better, I'm going to be getting some more stuff done around the house and around the yard and in the garden and getting ready for all of this crazy busy time that we're going to have here with baseball season. We've already started with baseball practices coming in now, and pretty soon it's going to be full-blown crazy all week, every night when we have baseball season officially started. So we've got to get everything ready to go before then. So thank you so much for joining me today. This is your urban nerd with a goat herd telling you that you can grow where you're planted.